Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN, we'll send you down to Big D, the one with the big hole in the roof, Texas Stadium in Irving. We're just about set for football in the Lone Star State. Bears, Cowboys. Next.
Welcome to Texas Stadium. I'm Dan Stevens. Covering today's game with me is my buddy Peter O'Keefe. Peter, there is an air of desperation here that you can just feel.
Well, that happens when a team is facing elimination from the playoffs.
Joe. Testaverde rifles it out left side and
Full package.
Clark grabs the fastball.
So bad, I can smell the chalk dust.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up third down. Get go.
Well, you kids at home, if you're thinking about playing D, take...
Gage grabs the bullet. Grossman unloads this to the right sideline, and it's intercepted. Goes in motion. Jones. It will be third down. Third down, 3 wideouts in the game. Intercepted. Stop. Runs out of bounds at the 17.
Interception, but that really happened because his teammate got in there and tipped it. Oh, it's all about coordinating your defense, man. Playing as a team. Out versus a D that is wisely loaded up on DBs.
Testaverde throws this on a rope. Need to hold on to it as they start this drive at their 43-yard. Thomas takes this one way out left and the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Grossman passes this one, and the ball's loose. Tackled at the 14. Coach Smith is not happy with that call, and he's going to challenge it.
We've got to see if the receiver established possession before he lost the ball. Remember, he has to have full control of it. That looks like a catch and then a fumble to me, Dan. I'm agreeing with the original call.
After review, the play stands. The receiver did have possession. It is therefore ruled a fumble.
On track here. This drive begins at their own 14-yard line. Tillman tips it away. Testaverde throws a heater right sideline, and this one is Green. Jones picks shape. Heater, what a nice pickup to get them into a second and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options.
Terrell makes a nice catch and
He can't run it the rest of the way. He's a true competitor.
Glover
From the onset.
second and long ahead. Blade sacks.
Go. There have been few better the last few years.
Grossman unloads this. Edinger kicks it from 31 yards, and they take the lead. Odom, their own 29-yard line. Jones carries it for the 6th time, and
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
Thomas takes his 4th carry of the game and gets the first and more. Tackle. One man to beat. Clock at 12. 14 catches. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Bears with a small lead, 3-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
NTs. They can't sit well with the head coach.
No dot. Jones gets the handoff and heads wide right. One man to beat. Ching. Thomas bulldozes right. Stop. Cowboys. Offense is now on the field, and except for a few big plays, Anderson goes in motion. Tillman. Grossman throws a heater, and the ball's caught. First down, 2 receivers to the left. Jones takes his 10th carry of the game short. Jones gets the call on 3rd down. Grossman zings it to the right side, and Grossman gets all of his arm into this pass, and it's
cheap for this team, so they might as well get their money's worth.
First down, 2 tight ends in the game. Johnson didn't hold. Edinger kicks it from 35 yards and puts it straight.
All it.
Suffering from a hyperextended elbow. They're trying to mitigate the pain by taping him up, but it doesn't seem to.
Testaverde uncorks this to the left sideline, and it's
Great call by the offensive coordinator.
and it will be a first down. Cundiff kicks from 38 yards out and has it sailed just left of the upright. Bears offense takes the field with time winding down. They'll start at their... Testaverde unloads this one to the left, and it's... McMillan.
Why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Testaverde fires this one. 3rd down from the shotgun. This one will fall. Testaverde unloads this to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on down.
Michael Green with the coverage.
Start at the 11-yard line. And touchdown.
Anthony Thomas doesn't give up. Watch. That's how to fight from beginning to end, baby.
That touchdown will stretch the lead. Edinger kicks from 37 yards out, and it's up through the goalpost.
All Edinger.
And that is going to do it for this one. The Bears come out on top, 16-0. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Hey, man. Yeah. Doing well, man. Good to see you, man. All right. Gonna be coming to you, baby. Gonna be coming to you. All day.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Bears stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's talk to a player who was instrumental in their dominant running game and is our player of the game. The A-Train, Anthony Thomas, is on the sidelines with Susie Colbert. Susie?
Thank you, Chris. You really came up big. You just made it look easy tonight. What do you think was the critical factor in getting the W?
Well, as you know, our defense played great. They were getting after the ball and hustling all game long. We just got fired up from watching them play. It was a nice effort all around.
Chris, back to you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Browns squeak to a 1-point victory. The Cardinals lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC West. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. This week had some big injuries, and we'll get to all of them. But we're going to start right here. Marvin Harrison won't see action for a while, and that'll be a big offensive loss for his team. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs.
In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Broncos pick up their third win of the season. Bears, Cowboys. The A-Train, Anthony Thomas, got the football here. And you know what? This was all individual effort as he broke off a big one. The Bears go on to win this by the final score of 16-0. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
This guy will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 4 years, $1.7 million.
Rod Gardner stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Torrey Holt pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Rams beat the Packers. Buccaneers, Panthers. Stephen Davis is such a tough runner. Split the backfield at the 35-yard line, and look at him stiff-arm that defender, and it opens up the hole for a touchdown. The Panthers win this one by the final score of 7-6. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings walk away with a 6-point victory. Up in Seattle Stadium, we had the Seahawks come away with a 2-point nail-biting win. The Colts got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Ford Field. Dolphins, 49ers. Kevin Barlow is inside his own 20. Gets the handoff, goes off right tackle. The defense must have been fast asleep. The midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, 82 yards. The 49ers go on to win this by the final score of 31-24. The Titans lost on the road and will have to travel again next week to meet the Colts. The Saints won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the NFC South. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Giants pick up their 6th win of the year. Chargers, Chiefs. Priest Holmes is such a tough runner. Split the backfield at the 35-yard line, and look at him stiff-arm that defender, and it opens up the hole for a touchdown. The Chiefs win this one by the final score of 27-3. And in our final game, we had the Patriots come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Never too early indeed. And now that, for the most part, the regular season in college football is behind us, we can really start looking back at the guys that have impressed me the most across college campuses this year. Well, there's someone I think of right away when I think of the best prospects in college football. 5'11", 247, out of BYU. And I really think that when you're an NFL scout and you're looking for guys that have got the potential to be a franchise back at the next level, this is the kind of guy you look for. I really like him. Williams is another guy whose play is making NFL scouts sit up and take notice. He's very active for a linebacker and possesses both the speed to stay with receivers and also the strength to be a factor in stopping the run. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.